Hi guys, welcome back to the Jackson Show. Jackson.
I'm gonna put it on the ottoman. Okay, so I put up a Q&A box on my Instagram so you guys could ask us some engagement questions. I wanted to do a little story time / Q&A. Let's give a little moment for the ring again. Pick it up. Gorgeous. So let's get into some questions. Welcome back. Did I just hit your shin really hard?
No, it's fine.
Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here.
Kissing and hope the colors, whether they like it or not. I wanna show you out. I wanna show you out.
I have the questions here, but I did go through and screenshot a few just because we got some like dumb questions a million times over, like
Which we don't
why a child before marriage and all the things. Like, come on, it's 2024. The first question is, how long have you guys been together? How long have you been together?
3 years?
3.5 years.
Damn.
So yeah, 3.5 years. He proposed at 3.5 years. Have you started to think how you want your wedding to be? Congratulations. Thank you. And I'm gonna answer really quick first. I just know I want some sort of Christmas time vibe, and I don't know if we're gonna do it local in Florida or destinational, but now I'm thinking we'll probably have one in Florida just so family can attend, like people who are older, or just like my little sisters, for example. I feel like they can't fly, but probably something here, and then we'll do like a destination trip, like a little, not a honeymoon, but like a family trip, because I do want to do a honeymoon with just him and I sometime. Probably that'll be like in a few years. Yeah.
Few years.
So how do you want the wedding to be?
I never really pictured a wedding. And now that I've been with Madison, I could see the wedding being a small wedding, on the smaller side of things, because I don't want it to be a big wedding. But like I always just said, even if we don't have a wedding, I always want to see her in a wedding dress, because I would love to see her all like done up, beautiful and happy, and walking down the aisle. So I picture that. So like, for the wedding ceremony, I picture something very scenic.
How did you plan the engagement? Was it hard to keep it a secret? This one's for you.
Well, first I spoke to her dad, got like the A-OK. I could be a son-in-law, and got his permission. So from there I started working on the ring, and then once I really got the ring, I got it a couple days before Valentine's Day, and I kind of wanted to do it on Valentine's Day because I was like super excited, but it was just like too soon of notice to like really make it special, and I wanted to make it special.
Yeah, and really
because
quickly,
I feel
got
like
the
she
vibe.
deserved that.
I got the vibe on Valentine's Day because we were eating at a restaurant that had like a water view, and he kept saying, "You want to go see the water?" And then he would start laughing.
Yeah, but I wasn't
But
going
you were
to
acting
do it.
sus. I know, but I was just like, I feel like he's just fucking around.
Kick her on her toes.
Yeah.
But whenever we went to that restaurant, we'd always go to the water anyways, right? Yeah.
Maybe a few times.
So anyways, so then from there, my plans and my ideas kind of shifted to, okay, well, the great-grandmother, it meant a lot to the great-grandmother to know that Madison was going to get married and engaged, and she like would call like bi-weekly or whatever.
No, literally every day.
Did it happen? Are you engaged? Are you getting married?
She kept asking when is a good time to talk to Josh so we can talk about the wedding, because
Like,
I think that's just on her list of things she wants to do, because she's 97. She wants to see me get married.
And she even said, oh, if he can't like afford a ring, I can lend him my ring. And I was just like, oh, whatever. But so I thought she's obviously, it was very meaningful to her, but I knew I want to involve her. So they live a little north of us. So at one point I was like, hi Grammy, like I really like to make a trip there. And you know, ideally, like I want to surprise my mom in Madison and propose, you know, in front of her. But it was a little more difficult to get us to go up there because of this little guy. And then I came up with the idea to do it at the great-grandmother's house, which means the world to Madison and the family.
You're such a yapper.
And then,
do you even have a question anymore?
No.
You just
and then,
talking.
I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna decorate the backyard? And then we get there, and then I take her straight to the back, but that's so like out of the norm. So then I decided, okay, what if I could get a big banner made, get my family on the boat so they can be involved and they can see it, and then we did it like that.
Yeah, so he texted me when we were done eating our Lebanese dinner, and he was like, I'm feeling really anxious. Can we go outside? So I was like, yeah. So then we took Jackson outside, and then he did that. But in the car on the way there, he was like, oh, we should take Jackson to see the water, and that led me to be suspicious as well.
Did it? Yeah, you said that.
Yeah. When are you planning on getting married? Like I said, I want it to be like in a holiday time, so probably this holiday or next holiday, but I would like it to be when I'm not pregnant, so I want this holiday,
pregnant?
but also it's a little too soon, I feel like. What do you think, right? I don't know.
I feel like anything's accomplishable. I mean, realistically.
Yeah, but I want it to be nice. I don't want to just rush it and plan the wedding to plan it.
Even if we did it this holidays, it would be very nice. No matter what we'll do, it's gonna be very nice. But
I just farted.
No, it was the. But probably next holiday season. And if we do it before, then during the holiday season, we'll go travel for like 2 weeks to enjoy the holiday season. Because ideally, she always said she wanted to get proposed to during the holiday season. So I was almost considering doing it while she was pregnant AF. Wait, no, you weren't pregnant. You were postpartum. No, so initially when she first got pregnant, so your baby stages of the pregnancy, and then I was like...
You were going to propose when I was that early pregnant?
I started thinking about it, but I was like, no, to be honest, because a lot was going on, like, you know, the baby, then I got the home and work, and I just felt like I felt like it was just a lot.
Yeah, so we'll probably do something, maybe a small little celebration, but the wedding will probably be next year. I don't know, because I want it to be nice. I don't want it to be rushed. What kind of wedding do you envision for yourselves? We kind of just went over that. We don't really want it to be like the basic beach in Florida, and we don't really want to get married in a church or a temple, so it's to be announced.
Scenic.
To be announced. For your man, how long did it take you to finally ask Maddie out? He never did. Man. You never did.
I mean, but it wasn't like that because...
He never asked me to be his girlfriend.
I never asked her to be my girlfriend. It was just like, it was implied. Like, by the time we started texting, we spoke every single day.
Like all day?
all day long.
Yeah, so it was
all night long.
It was obviously implied that we were together, but he never asked me, which he should have.
And then, well, we skipped it to the engagement.
Yeah, 3.5 years later.
And a baby. And... we're hanging out all the time.
Yeah, so what would you consider asking me out? I guess he asked me if I wanted a free training session, which I talked about that in my last Q&A. He's a personal trainer, if y'all didn't know. So I guess that was you asking me out. So that was immediately, like after meeting, like a week after we met.
And then after that, yeah.
So like 2 weeks after we met, he asked me like on a
But we
gym
spoke
date.
like all the time.
Yeah. So it was never official. How did you guys meet? I talked about this in my last Q&A, and I gave my point of view, so I'm going to let him give a little point of view. Don't go too crazy, short and sweet.
So long story short, I saw her father, I knew her father, and I didn't know he really even had kids.
He's known my dad since like 2013, right?
Maybe 2015, 2016.
Yeah, it's a little...
So I knew him for a long time, but he was just one of those gym bros, you know, a guy you look up to because he was older, bigger, and stuff like that. So I saw him after a long time not seeing him because I changed gyms. And I was like, yo, what's up, Phil? Great to see you. I just got this big old Jeep. I know he was into Jeep, so I wanted to show him like the Jeep and stuff.
Was that right? Yeah, right after you got the Jeep.
Right out, October. Yeah, and then me and him were talking. And then she gets out the car, and I'm like wearing glasses, but I like completely took my vision. I was like, damn, who the hell is that? I thought it was his wife or something. And he's like, oh, this is my daughter Madison. I was like, hello, you know, whatever. That's it. Spoke to him. I left. And then she said her last video, because I watched her videos, that she caught me looking back at it.
Yeah, I did. When we were walking into the gym, I
did look back at it.
Yeah.
And before I even left the parking lot, I found her Instagram, and she had no posts, no followers, and on private, I was like, yo, I can't be that creep and follow her.
Wait, really quick. So that just shows for the girls, like, guys are detectives just like us. Like, they try to front like they're not, but they are social media
literally before I even left the parking lot. And I didn't follow her later that night. I was working. She followed me. I DM'd her instantly.
Yeah.
Well,
I followed him because my dad told me to. And if you guys want my point of view from this question, go to my first Q&A. And I literally gave a full story time on that. But yeah, my dad ended up telling me when we left the gym, go follow that guy. And I was like, who are you even talking about? Because like we were in a rush to work out. I wasn't really thinking about it. And he was like, the guy from the Jeep. He's a personal trainer. Yada, yada, yada. So I gave him the follow, but then he slid in the DMs.
Shout out, Phil.
Yeah, my dad hooked us up.
Thanks, Dad.
What's you and your man's 2 love languages?
I am a gift giver. And
no, how do you, not how, what you do, how do you like to feel loved? I think he's words of affirmation.
Yeah, I like words of affirmation. How do I like to get loved?
Yeah.
All of them.
No, but I feel like he's mainly words of affirmation because you like to be like, he likes the reinforcement words. I feel like that would be your biggest one. What do you think my biggest one is? Yeah, I feel like everyone's is touch though. Well, she said, what are your two? But I think his main one, we're going to go with the main ones. I think his main one is words of affirmation. And what do you think mine is? I feel like mine changed.
In the beginning stages, it was like physical touch and maybe like affirmations. Now, what are the rest of them? It's not gift giving.
I feel like now mine is definitely acts of service.
Acts of service, for sure.
It used to be physical touch, like before him, but now acts of service. Like if he'll help him with the bath, or if he does the dishes for me, like just little things that take stuff off my plate. That's the new way that I love to feel loved, and I feel appreciated that way. How long have you guys been together? We already answered that. 3.5 years. Love marriage or arranged marriage?
I don't understand. Oh, this is
2024.
This
love marriage.
For some reason, Madison has a large following.
No. Next question. How many more babies do you want to have?
I can see. I mean, for sure, at least one more because that'd be awesome.
Definitely
and I don't want him to be a single child.
No.
So minimum at least one more, and like ideally. I think max 3. I couldn't picture 4 because I come from a family of 3. So I'm the youngest. I have an older sister and an older brother. So I really couldn't imagine 4.
He's a child of 3 and I'm a child of like 6. So I can imagine having 2 more babies. 3 more would be a little crazy. I
think 3 would be a little much. I think after the 3rd, to be honest, I'd get a vasectomy, but also free some sperm for the instance.
Just in case we wanted a kid?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
I've thought about that.
Yeah, probably 2 more, and then depending, like we're taking it as it goes. So when we have the next one, which we have to wait a little while because I did have a C-section, so have to wait to he's at least 18 months to conceive, so that everything's safe and I could have a vaginal birth, a VBAC for the next one. So definitely 1 more, and then we'll see how that goes, and then we'll talk about a 3rd at that point. Next question. Was your engagement different than expected? So I guess this is for me. I don't really know what I expected. I didn't really know how you would come up with something good, which I'm impressed that he came up with coordinating the boat and the sign and all the things. Was that your idea?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yep. And the photographer.
Yeah, he got a photographer and everything, so that was really beautiful that it was captured. And he got a sign that says, "Maddie, will you marry me?" And his dad has a boat, so he had his dad drive the boat past my great-grandmother's intercoastal, which was very sweet.
Maybe we'll put a picture up here.
Yeah, I'll put a picture. I never really thought of that. I didn't know how he would propose because especially with the baby, we don't really go many places anymore. Like we used to go to like, I don't know, we didn't really go many places, but we would go to like dinners
once or twice a week. When I told my dad the idea, he was like, "Can't we just fly like one of those airplane banners?" I'm like, "No."
Oh, he didn't want to drive?
No, he always did, but you know he's a goofball.
Like I was saying, I didn't really know when he would do it because with the baby now, we don't really go out that much. So different than I expected, I guess so, just because I didn't really have many expectations, and I didn't know what type of planner he was. I didn't know if he would be able to come up with something good, but he did. And it was perfect. Next question. How did you know he was the one? He's a good daddy. See, that's the new way of doing things. Make sure they're a good parent and then secure the ring. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
That's funny, actually.
But
I understand.
no, like, he was always a great person, very kind. We always had a good connection. And then when he became a good dad, it's just a perfect situation. He's a great provider, great man, no toxicity.
Yeah,
peaceful.
we never really argue or anything.
Congratulations, beautiful. Thank you so much. Growing up, is this the life you imagined? I feel like from a super young age, yes. When I was little, I would always say I'm going to be a teen mom and I'm going to be a young mom. So I always knew I wanted to be a mom. But then when I got into the gym at 15, I feel like my mindset on that, I kind of just like threw it out the window because I was so into my physique, and I was literally working with a bodybuilding coach to do a bodybuilding competition. So at that point in my mind, I was pushing kids off for like 10 years because obviously I wanted to get into competing, and then obviously when I do something, I want to be the best at it. So I wanted to get to the top, and that would have probably taken several years. But then from the gods gifted me Jackson, and that completely changed the direction of my life. When I found out I was pregnant, I knew that this was like where I was supposed to be, and I felt like it was a sign from the universe to not go down the competing route because, as you know, all of the competitors that are on the Olympia stage are taking steroids and drugs that can lead to infertility and just not good for your life. It's a super unhealthy sport, even though it's super badass, whatever. I wanted to do it really bad, but I feel like Jackson was a blessing in disguise and saved me, changed my life path into what it was supposed to be. So yes and no to answer that question. Tell us about your family and childhood. What's your ethnicity? You can start.
I don't know.
You just said you have 2 siblings.
I have
What's your
2 siblings. I'm like, I guess I'm mostly just white.
Yeah, he's just
a lot of European, I guess, a little bit of like Spanish, a little Puerto Rican, but I'm really like 70% white. So I'm just a white boy. My mom and my dad were always around. They're very hard workers, so I learned a lot of those great morals from them.
Yeah, we both have really good families.
Yeah.
My ethnicity, I'm Lebanese.
I think her family's a little more family oriented than mine. We're family oriented, but like not like them because they have such a large family.
My family?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of family. I have 6 sisters, like 2 stepbrothers. It's a lot, but it's amazing. I'm Lebanese. I'm 25% Lebanese, 25% like Spanish, Dominican, and Cuban, and then the other mixtures are Italian and a bunch of other little places. I did the DNA test like a few years ago. My oldest sister is 37 and my youngest sister is 7, so there's a big gap of people and lots of people going on.
Lots of excitement.
We both have very amazing families. What's one piece of advice you wish you could give your younger self? Rapid fire.
Enjoy your days a little bit more. Back then I was always like looking more into like the future.
Yeah, but
and
that's a
stuff
good
like
thing.
that,
it is a good thing though.
Which is a good thing, which I don't take anything back. You can't take anything back,
Yeah.
but like I think that limited me on enjoying. I mean, I'm not old, but some of my youth, and
so
then
just to be more present.
yeah, be more present. Enjoyed like the process of whatever you're going through and stuff like that.
I don't know what I would tell myself. Keep doing what you're doing. That's what I would tell myself. Good shit,
You're
girl.
doing great.
Yeah. What does marriage bring to you? I mean, what do you bring to the table? I guess just answer, what does marriage mean to you? I feel like I was never really one to like obsess about marriage, or I honestly feel like since we've got engaged, our relationship is still the same. We were always still living as a married couple, like, and marriage is, I feel like, just a contract, but I like the ring. Like, I don't really think marriage is that deep. Yeah. That's our answer to that question.
She always did like the marriagey type stuff anyways.
When I was younger, I never even envisioned having a wedding, but since getting pregnant and living the life I do now, I do think a wedding with our families and a celebration for us would be very nice. Especially since it's like available to me. Like they're like, our families are like asking, will you have a wedding? So the fact that they want to be involved too makes me want to do it even more. Let's see, I think that was all. Oh. My sister just popped in a question, so you gotta answer this. For Josh, when did you know you wanted to marry her? Great question, Nicole. Let's hear it. Eesh. Eesh.
I was always very, very happy with her. I always said I loved her at first sight too.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm a little bit older than her, so like I didn't date her to fuck around. So like I would even say like in the beginning, I was like, oh wow, we're really connected, we're really bonded. So like ever since the beginning, it was always there. And I wouldn't even say the baby rushed it or this rushed it.
No.
I would have always done it.
I wonder when we would have.
But,
like, obviously you can't change your life, but I wonder when you would have if we didn't have the baby. A little brief intermission, changed the battery. Now we're back. What were we saying? When do you think you would have done it if we didn't have Jax?
Probably around this time frame anyways. Yeah, because like, I mean, this escalated our situation a little bit. So like originally I was renting a townhouse, then I moved back in with my mom to live there, so I knew I didn't want to ask her to marry me when I was at my mom's, and then a little fellow came along and I was like, all right, time to buy something. I bought something.
Yeah, but I feel like he was perfect. He came in our life and like redirected it. We moved into a house, we got engaged. Now we're living, I feel like, better now.
And even then, is like going back to a previous question, is like even with throughout our dating life, like it was always kind of like a marriage, to be honest. Like
we've always been like, I guess, serious.
Together for each other, and
yeah.
Together there for each other, caring for each other, supporting each other.
Yeah, never been toxic, no breakups.
So like, yeah,
nothing.
and then like, I mean, that's how nothing really should change if it's
Yeah.
working. I think as we grow older, like she's after this little guy, she changed a lot and I changed a lot, but we're still growing and adapting together.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest and hardest thing. That's what probably a lot of people run into, but so far so
But
good.
we've handled it well. Obviously, that wasn't
And
even
it
the
comes
question.
to communication.
But the question was, when did you know you were going to marry me? So just
I
in the
already
beginning.
answered it, yeah,
In the beginning.
kinda. You know,
yeah, so anyway, that leads into just something I just want to say. When you become freshly postpartum, it really changes your relationship dynamic, and you kind of just have to work together as people, as a couple, and now as parents to figure out the new foundation for your relationship. And now he's 7 months old, and I feel like we're in a really good spot, as opposed to maybe freshly postpartum. We're both like figuring the rings out.
That was great.
Yeah.
So,
But
like,
now
it
we're
wasn't
good.
that bad.
Now I feel like when we have more kids, it's not going to be as big of an adjustment. For
No,
both of
because
us.
you understand.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, we both
But
have such a deep love for Jackson.
And then like in the beginning of the postpartum stuff, there's just a lot of talking and voicing how you
Communication,
feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me try to think if I have any other questions, any other engagement questions. Let me think. I'll just get into really quickly how I knew that it was coming. Like in the proposal vlog, I said I knew it was coming. Obviously, I knew he was gonna propose soon, just because I don't know. And lately, when your sister came over, you guys were asking about the wedding dress and stuff, and he's asked a few times like what my ring size is, and we've just been talking about proposal more lately, as in coming up casually in combos. So I knew it was coming soon. And I also saw a text message on his phone that my grandmother had texted him. And I was like, why would my grandma be texting him? I'm like kind of sus. So there was just a bunch of little things that were coming up that led me to be suspicious. And then women's intuition took over. And I had a deep feeling it was going to be that day. But then obviously I was like, oh no, probably not. But I just knew. I feel like most women, I think 99% of women know when it's coming. But I hope you guys enjoyed this and it was entertaining for you. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this with my mans. They love you in the vlogs, you know.
Thank you. I want to do a workout video. I think that would be great. Where like she's training me or I'm training her. Or we're training together.
Yeah, let me know if you guys want to see that. You want to see that I'm a better trainer. Like workout. I'm more into my workout.
She's for sure more into it. It's easier. I mean, it's not easier for her, but when you're in
spends
the
all
gym
day,
all day long, sometimes it's difficult to really get into it for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
The dad bod. I'm gonna get rid of this dad bod.
Jackson's sleepy. He's ready for his next nap. So like I was saying, let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. And of course, stay tuned for weekly vlogs. I'm actually editing a new vlog to go up before this one goes up. So Jackson's ready for his nap. Say bye, Jax.
Bye, Jax.
Bye, guys. Love you guys. Oh, Samson.
Kissing and hope the colors, whether they like or not. I wanna show you all.